it's Miss Lady Lace here, and I'm so excited to be back on my YouTube channel. I know I've been publishing blogs for the last month or so, but this is the first blog I'm recording since being back home in Australia. If you missed all the exciting news, I went to America, specifically for the Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly weekend, where I placed the second runner-up in their pinup contest. It was a huge honor to be involved in this event, and it meant that I got to travel America and not only go to Vegas, but also California and New Orleans. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be sharing all the exciting videos that I recorded while in America, as well as other videos throughout that, sharing things like today's video and other fabulous fun too. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing some of the fabulous things I bought in America. So this will be a vintage shopping haul from my big trip, and I can't wait to share all the fabulous things I bought with all of you. I do apologize if I sound a little bit funny. I've been so under the weather since I got back, which is another reason I haven't released any newer content, any new videos that I've filmed. So if I sound a little bit funny, this is the reason why, but I do hope you still enjoy today's video. There were so many incredible vintage stores in America, but many of them were a little bit out of my price range or didn't have quite what I was looking for. While shopping on holiday, I did try to be more conservative and look more thoroughly for unique pieces. I've been collecting vintage for over 10 years now, so when I was looking for clothing and items over there, I really wanted to look more specifically and break down what I wanted and to find things more unique rather than just becoming too cluttered in my house. I'll try to go through my shopping chronologically, starting in California, which was our first stop in Los Angeles. To a whole heap of fabulous vintage stores. My favorite vintage shopping was on Magnolia Avenue in Burbank, California. This is a super popular shopping point for all vintage lovers because it's a strip which is filled with fabulous vintage stores. With a credit card and a bigger suitcase, I definitely could have looted these stores and bought so many incredible things. But again, I was trying to be just a little bit more conservative. But one of the dresses I did buy is actually the dress I'm wearing right now. I bought this from Best of Time, which was a fabulous little store which not only had clothing, antiques, collectibles, and everything else in between. One of the things I love about these types of stores is they often have a shop dog, and I did love patting the little pooch in this store, as well as finding this beautiful dress. This fabulous pink lace pencil dress is a Jean Lang original, and I'd probably date it late 50s, early 60s, but I just love that it has a little bolero jacket that matches with it, and it's just a cute little accessory coming into autumn. The next fabulous store I bought an item from was Junk for Joy, also on Magnolia Avenue. It's absolutely beautiful. It has a beautiful collection of both vintage clothing but also costuming, so it's really great if you're looking for some party items or something a little bit more eccentric. The dress I bought from here is an absolute showstopper, and it's one of my favorite dresses that I bought throughout this trip, and it's this beautiful lace pink dress, also a pencil skirt with this beautiful bow feature. I just love the color combination. It's absolutely beautiful condition, and I've already worn it so many times. My biggest regret from our America trip on the side of shopping was this beautiful hat that I saw at Playclothes Vintage, also on Magnolia Avenue. And to this day, I'm still regretting not buying it because it's just such a fabulous statement piece. But hopefully, if I don't get to go back there soon and snap it up, one of my beautiful followers can go in and snap it up for themselves because it truly is a beautiful 1940s piece. Our next fabulous destination was Anaheim. While there aren't too many vintage stores in the area, we were actually there for the Dapper Day weekend, which includes the Dapper Day Expo with a huge vintage market. The first item I bought was actually a hat that I spotted. If you saw the pink and floral dress I wore, this hat matched it perfectly, and I knew I had to have it a part of my collection. It almost has like an old southern vibe to it, as well as a classic 1940s look. It features a beautiful pink polka dot lace with these beautiful rosettes, which, as I mentioned, do match my dress, and I just couldn't pass it up. Unfortunately, I cannot for the life of me remember the vendor's name. I will include it below or in a comment if I do find it. I also did purchase this beautiful pink hat. It did come with a veil on it, but it was just too damaged to salvage. So I removed that for a bit more of a sleek look. It's a beautiful satin fabric with a little bit of velvet, some beautiful shaping at the front, and also some diamantes because diamonds are a girl's best friend. Now, if you're recognizing this hat, it's because I actually did wear it to the Viva Las Vegas pinup contest. I bought this specifically because it matched the bows on my dress and I really wanted a beautiful headpiece. My final Dapper Day purchase was a beautiful swimwear piece, and I didn't realize at the time, but this beautiful item used to be owned by the black pinup Angelique Noir. It's a 1960s number made by Sandcastle, and I actually wore this for the couple swimsuit parade at the Viva Las Vegas pool party. Angelique Noir was one of the panel members and recognized the suit and mentioned that she used to own that beautiful item. If you can't tell so far, I am definitely a huge pink lover because pretty much everything I bought is pink. From Anaheim, we drove up to San Luis Obispo where we were visiting the Madonna Inn, and this was absolutely my favorite stop of the trip. We had the best time visiting the Madonna Inn. Before we reached our destination though, about an hour outside of San Luis, we did stop at a beautiful little area where we saw an antique sign. Now, I can't remember the specific area, but it was just outside Santa Barbara, and the antique store we visited was Los Alamos Antiques Depot. For the antiques and vintage shopping side, this was definitely some of the most high quality and affordable antiques we saw throughout the entirety of our vintage shopping expeditions. The first item we bought was this beautiful vintage hat box. It's Francis Adams, 5th Avenue, New York, and it cost us only $8 American, which is just crazy. Back here in Perth, these boxes can range from $80 to $200, not containing a vintage hat. So it was a little bit of a pain to transport. We took it on our hand luggage everywhere and actually stored vintage hats in it to make it a little bit safer for those hats to get back home. But it was definitely worth the extra effort to get this home. We also bought a whole ton of 1940s and 50s vintage calendars. We're actually going to pop these up in our bathrooms, but they're just such an adorable collection. We can't wait to hang up on our walls. We also bought these cute little pins. Both Matthew and I bought matching pins. It's a little World War II victory pin. So after the war finished, these were given out to celebrate World War II concluding. The final item I got was this little watch pendant, which is absolutely beautiful. It's from the 1960s, and I think we only paid $5. But Matthew did a little research on the brand, which I now cannot read for the life of me, but it retails for a few $100s. So this is such a fabulous piece. And he then actually got some wire and attached it to a brooch so I can wear it on clothing, which is just super adorable, and I can't wait to find some perfect outfits to match with it. Our next stop was the Madonna Inn. I'll be sharing a video on that very soon, but an item I did buy there that isn't vintage but just a beautiful memento is this beautiful carriage brooch. It's just absolutely stunning. I adore it. They have stained glass throughout the Madonna Inn, and there are quite a few pieces that feature this carriage, so I'm so glad I got a beautiful item, a little keepsake from the Madonna Inn. From the Madonna Inn, we drove 8 hours over to Vegas for the big Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly weekend. I did just post up my highlights video from this fabulous event, so if you do want to check that out, I'll pop a little link here. I didn't do too much shopping here just because we were so busy with the actual event. They did have a vintage market both at the car show as well as the indoor markets with lots of vendors. We also visited Main Street, which has many beautiful vintage stores. Just off this, we found Glam Factory Vintage, where I bought this beautiful tri-color 1950s skirt. For some reason, it definitely reminds me of Disney. I just adore it. I've already worn it a couple times, especially when I was in New Orleans, but it's just a stunning piece and one of the few things that actually fits and hugs my waist really beautifully. The final stop on our trip was to New Orleans, where we really enjoyed the nightlife here, and again I will have a video for this up very soon. But the only item I bought there were these beautiful earrings. They are clip-ons. I absolutely adore the clip-on style, and they just have such a beautiful look to them. These have been all my vintage finds. I will have many more of my American trip videos up as soon as possible, and I can't wait to share them all with you. I have lots of exciting tutorials and other other fun planned for my channel, so it'd be so fabulous if you could stick around for that. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. It truly means the world to me. If you'd like to follow my daily pinup adventures, I'll pop a little Instagram link here as well as at the end of the video. I post there super regularly because I'm completely addicted. And as always, if you'd like to never miss out on one of my vintage videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and I'll be seeing you all real soon.